Good morning. So, let's have a little bit of a discussion about some things right as I'm getting started here. So some of you know about the after hours streams that I've been doing. Some of you know about that. And some of these after hours streams, the views are very obviously being fudged and messed with. And I am talking about what is trash about Windows, basically. About you know, I'm fitting it in there. So, as I sit here and I bait this reaction where I pretend to not have any clue what I'm doing. What you're supposed to recognize is that as soon as I do this, and I put out there how trash Windows is, and I broadcast this for like 8-10 hours, whatever. That very thing happens the next day, and I'm blaming this. I'm like, man, I heard Scammer Payback talk about how they're gonna mess with people's games and stuff like that. You're supposed to recognize that that's a trolling way of boosting that, you know, tricking that algorithm that enables these scammers, and then boosting that person that would stop. You have to understand, like, everything's trolling, everything is cancel. So here's what happened. Okay, the after hours stream, I got on there and I'm like, oh, this Windows 11's trash, and it's even worse now. It's gonna randomly start running Microsoft Edge browsers in the background, yada yada yada. So remember the stream, yeah, if you remember the stream, I was bitching about all the lag and stuff like that. Lag. So again, what they were doing to cause that was because I had done that. What they were doing was they then the next day, now knowing this, started firing up all these different Microsoft Edge windows in Windows 11 again, because if you remember, you know, I was leaking. I brought my start menu up and stuff like that, and so like it was very easy for them to attack me. Plus all the other stuff that's happened. So basically, a lot of the lag and on the stuff that was happening, bogging the system down, was again coming straight off me putting that on a stream for you right on the after hours, basically saying it's trash. So that way I'd come on and blame Microsoft, I'd come on and blame all these companies, and yeah, like obviously it's on them to do something about it, but it's scammers doing it. So again, you're supposed to notice these things, and again, yes, it has these problems. So why the hell can randomly, as I'm playing a game, Microsoft Edge all of a sudden start up in the background, you know, 16 browser windows? Just for no reason. And then again, it starts up the Xbox app in the background for absolutely no reason. Again, I'm not running this off the Xbox app. It's not how I'm playing it. It starts this up. It starts up Microsoft Edge. Then some sort of Edge. What's it called? Edge Gaming Assist or so. Like, what is that doing? What is that doing? Get Edge Gaming Assist? So wait, the thing that automatically starts up and runs all this data in the background, Microsoft Edge, the thing I never use because it's a piece of trash, has a gaming... What? Wait, hold up. And then Xbox is running in the background when I didn't start that? It just randomly starts? Oh, and now also gaming services, Xbox gaming services, that you can't get rid of that. That is required for any game on Windows now. Must be running. Can't stop it. So, I promise you it's a Microsoft scammer. They have a breach. They're masquerading with Microsoft credentials. I promise you somebody along the way is lying to these people that sit on the top and they don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to be not honest with you. Like, it's so obvious. I sit here every day and I have all these problems again because you're just why would it randomly skyrocket to twice the CPU usage? Well, because they're starting all these browsers in the background. It's probably going now. Hold on. No, it's not. It's not. No, I got rid of it for now, but, like, obviously the stream software is going to sit here and bog down when all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they're just constantly doing that. Obviously that's going to happen. So it's that, and then remember how integrated Microsoft Edge is into Windows. Like, once that's going, once that has started, doesn't matter. Like, you can't, you can end it, but, like, now the internet's going. Now your stream's running. Now you have browsers in your stream software. Now, you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. It's a breach. That's the breach. The breach is Microsoft Edge. The breach is Windows 11. It's all just crap. I'm just letting you know, man. I'm trying to be as not rude about this as possible, but it's all crap. It's a shame Linux can't make a I'm looking. I wanted to see after sitting here if that would. So again, game capture has browser data running through it. It shouldn't. You have a game capture thing that people can use instead of like a window capture. And remember, anytime I've said this, they break the window capture. They break the display. They break all these different things that you could use instead that look really smooth. So again, whatever your crutch is, whatever your, and remember, I'm just sitting here. I'm trolling now. I'm wasting their time. I'm sitting here. Like, I really care about this. This matters. This is like the core of my being. Like, holy shit, the game is stuttering, and this is the end of the world. Like, I am gonna lose. You know. So you have to understand, like, they're gonna sit here and do that, man. Like, that's not a normal person. That's a scammer. So I'm just putting it out there. You know, you like, obviously when somebody sits here and just like complains about a bunch of shit and they're just gaming and stuff like that. You know, you get what I'm saying. I obviously have I've had definitely people try to, you know, doxing private information and stuff like that in my chat, and all kinds of scammers on this channel. So we know they're here. We know they're watching. It's not a mystery. So, you know, the hook is there. Unfortunately, I'm gonna refill my coffee. I want you to, if you don't mind, I'd like you to refresh the page, and I'd like you to look at the like button. If your like button doesn't have 560 likes, I want you to refresh the page and I want you to see that. The like button has 560 likes right now. And apparently there's only 8 people in here. And apparently there's only 5 views counted on the stream. Okay. And when I finished my stream yesterday, they didn't count the views properly. All they did was put it at a number. They just put it at 585 because they have no God, if they YouTube doesn't fucking count. They don't know what the views are. So that again, I have just been trying to warn certain people that I really think, again, it's not a conspiracy. Everything that I've seen, I really think Google is the bad guy and Microsoft is the catalyst. Because why else would they sit here and just blatantly lie about my views all the time when all I'm doing is calling some shit out? I mean, geez, there's guys on here that get millions of views for saying they're gonna sue YouTube. I swear to God, you can find a guy on here that the title of his video is "I am going to sue YouTube," and he's wearing a suit and everything. And he's got a big desk, and they threw millions of views at the guy. It's not how it works. You threaten to sue YouTube, they scramble and they're like, "Oh, what happened?" You know, like they try to make you happy. They don't want that. So again, somebody's really messing this all up. So I'm just saying, yeah, direct your attention to those likes. Like, the very moment that I would have something valid, you know, and we're talking about a real legitimate thing that happened, we're trying to downplay it and make sure people don't find out. That seems odd. Right, and then the troll does what they do. I mean, flat out, like, that's the way it seems. You're trying to stop people from finding out about the thing that I'm sitting here calling out. Like, I mean, 560 likes, so that they can slowly remove them as people would actually like the stream. So I come on here instantly with something, a real scam. They throw so many likes on there that I would have no idea, you know, how many legitimate likes are happening. And maybe, you know, I say something that colors people the wrong way or something like that, and people start removing their likes. I can't see what that is. I can't gauge a credible response and analytics from that, because the whole point is that the scammer is sitting here with 560 likes instantly and slowly starts removing them. So obviously that's a scam. Obviously that would create a situation where in real time, a streamer would have no clue why people would like or dislike the stream, and it doesn't have anything to do with making it public or not. I've seen it happen when whether I make the likes public or not. I have stopped that from happening on like a few streams, and it was still weird. It still didn't add up. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore because I want people to see what's going on. I don't want to hide it. I want you to see what's going on. And there's the... So, you know, it's kind of crazy to think that, you know, any of the streaming, the views, and all the crap going on this platform, you know, that any of that's actually being counted and any of that's fair, you know. Now look, I really want to reiterate that the damage is done. Like, you still see the lag. Like, it's happening. Like, the damage is done. Like, whatever they did, they screwed up the stream software. Like, it's done. I'm just telling you how it happened. I'm just telling you literally what happened. Literally, that was what happened. Before this, the lag wasn't like that. You know, I mean, I'm sure you guys remember, for the most part, it wasn't that bad. It's pretty much just constant now. And then I want to direct your attention to the top left corner of the screen. You can still see it's not happening for me. It's just to confuse you and make you think that it's actually happening. So again, I really want to reiterate that it's just to kind of confuse the streamer. Like, why is that happening? Why is that? You know, maybe they sit here and they're actually like confused and they're talking about it behind the scenes. They go and they talk to this person, they hire this person. The point is, this scammer wants me to reach out to them. They want me to reach out to the wrong person so they can fix this. You have to understand, this is a real scam. Modders, people that know about PCs, I want you to understand, I came on here saying everything right, being exactly like Linus Sebastian, where I just knew stuff. I've always done it. He's done it. He's always done it. He knows stuff. It's just the truth of the fact. I'm not sitting here trying to say that I've done everything that he's done, but the knowledge base, yeah, it's very similar. Okay? I have done this stuff. I've always built my own. I've literally done this since forever, and we've often had the same message about this same products conveniently. Oh, very conveniently. So again, the point is, he's right, I'm right, people like us are just trying to help. And yes, it is as slimy as the fact that rich companies might have a hand in it. Unfortunately. It's that slimy. It's that weird. Because again, what else would it be when you can say it's YouTube, not counting views, it's Microsoft causing these breaches where clearly they can just at any time launch a whole bunch of Microsoft Edge browsers in the background for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Can't even fix their own console when you, again, I apparently can't even launch Elden Ring. I can't. Oh, yeah, and again, remember, there's no Blu-ray player built into the Xbox Series X. It's all through an app. You have to download an app. So again, I just feel like this was all planned. Why wouldn't they have the firmware built into the fucking board? You have a Blu-ray player in there and you didn't build the fucking firmware for the fucking Blu-ray player into the fucking OS? Christ, it's obvious, man. Like, they were just gonna tank this thing. So I think that, again, you have an issue where somebody along the way intentionally did this, and maybe we're a terrorist or something like that working for another country where they worked for Microsoft for X amount of time and maybe just really, really screwed up the development of the Xbox on purpose, or I don't know. You never know. But my point has always been that when I can literally physically unplug my Ethernet cable and the game launches. Remember, the disc is dirty. This is a hack. But all I do is unplug my Ethernet cable from the Xbox Series X, and magically the game launches and everything else works too. Gee, I wonder. Gee. There's nothing else that you can say at that point. That is proven. That is definitive. And it's the same thing I've been talking about every day that I've been proving every day. It's the same reason why the Unreal Engine 5 sucks. It's like, again, everything's being sabotaged. Unreal Engine 4 was great. These games are great. It's the reason you fire up an old console and the games work, because the internet never touched that stuff. It never did. That's why. And I'm not saying the internet's constantly touching this. It has an easy anti-cheat. So they have to figure something out to sit here and screw with the game. To sit here and screw with the stream for that reaction, for that dynamic where they would be canceling my channel by creating this reaction out of me to confuse the viewer. It's cancel culture. It's everything. I have been sitting on here proving to you it's happening. It's not a joke. It's not a cringe thing that you can make fun of on a whim. People are really trying to do this. And I've been showing it. It's a real thing. And again, it does take hold in forms of things like getting your news from memes and stuff like that. That's just another manipulative way of doing that. Why would you get your news from a meme? Some random idiot on the internet posted this thing that doesn't... You don't know that person. You don't know anything about that person. That's just a random idiot on the internet posting a picture with some words on it. And that's your news source? Yeah, like, that's a problem. You look at statistics and how many people actually get their news from that. Oh my god, guys, that's the problem. Boils down to that. And then you actually think like big media outlets just regularly lie to you in basic reporting. No, you're blaming the wrong. Like, I get that they're being irresponsible and they're just like trying to get everybody to fight all the time. But it doesn't mean they misreport regularly. They're just trying to get that to happen. So that means they don't misreport. That means they're trying to get it to happen. So stop letting it happen. Yeah. It's misconceptions. It's a way of looking at things. You have to have a good BS detector, and then be able to keep it. You can't let the psychological thing that's happening override your good BS detector. You can't do it. So, you know, obviously we have points of reference. Obviously we have a point of reference where, you know, I did this for plenty of time with the camera and we didn't experience these things. And then if I talk about it, the slow escalation of creating a dynamic where I would be confusing the scammer into thinking that like this is super important and stuff like that. So you have to understand that I'm wasting their time. I'm getting them to come in here instead of going elsewhere. I'm getting them to come in here. Do you have to understand? I am very much trying to make sure that they don't get to people that don't know anything. I came on here seeing one of the most idiotic people I have ever seen in my life. And truthfully, I think the guy's just an idiot. I'm not trying to be mean. I think he's just an idiot. And he sat here and he leaked so much information and he said the dumbest things. And this guy is gonna cause so many problems for him, his family, and his... What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to just let that happen? Do you want me to just sit on here knowing that's... I can't do that. So, like, it was, like, too obvious. There's too many people on here that don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're gonna be tricked horribly. And they are. And the thing that concerns me the most is if they trick somebody like, oh, I don't know, a big streamer that doesn't know much about computers, builds computers, pays a lot of people money to know things for him, and he doesn't know anything. Okay? We don't need to name anybody. I think I got your attention. People are breached. They are. I don't give a fuck if the thing, what do I care? Oh, big deal, guys. God damn it, my stream. Oh shit, this is the end of the world. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Why would I care about this? I care when somebody doxes somebody in chat. I very obviously care about that. I very obviously care. Like, I don't give a shit. This is a reaction. This is an extra reaction. You're supposed, God, man. It is method. I understand that. It's method. I get it. But it does what it does. And it affects me. It does. I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't. It sucks. But I have to try. Oh man, God, it looks, God, guys, man, look at what they're doing now. Obviously the companies have some problems, but you know, there's no big organization sitting here like attacking. No, like it's just. It's these people that are trying to stop me from saying the things that I came on here saying. And they know it. And it took me a while to get, because honestly, they're going to sit here and suppress everything that they are doing it. I mean, you see it. 13 views. Oh man. 13 views. And you see that. You see, like, I obviously don't give a shit, but like, you also see the fact that like we have 17, supposedly 1,700 people in here. So you know, the point is, it just doesn't add up. Like, obviously, you have to recognize that somebody can do that. is all I'm getting at with that. I'm just pointing out that somebody can do that. And showing it to you pretty regularly. so that's the point of me telling what the, because like the total view count right now is 13. So obviously we know that the concurrent counter is representative of accurate concurrence for the most part. Like, we knew that for the most part. So it's just funny. Well, anyway. That's my little beginning of stream spiel. It's all breaking up. You know, that's the hint. That's the hint. Because that's how I actually look at it. Like, the times where I would do that, that's the hint. Like, I don't care. I don't care. So, yeah, obviously there's a little bit of spyage going on here. There's a little bit of smart TV manipulation, and that was something I found out. So today, and that's what led me to what we're doing now. As long as the general public's aware of what I was trying to do, and I saw some pretty big channels talking about that today. So good. Everybody knows now. Good. Smart TVs are breached. That, like, again, I cannot stress how important that is to recognize. That right now, anybody and everybody can literally just listen to you through your monitor or your TV. And if that's happening, you may as well just say that they can do it to your phone, for the most part. And that's why the phones are breaking. That's why you're having problems with your wireless connections, because they're trying to do that. That's what they're trying to do next. I promise. That's literally all it's literally what it is. Because obviously the point is, if they can do that, they're turning those speakers into a microphone, you know, and stuff like that. They're doing the same thing with your monitor. Obviously this is for the intent of doing it with the cell phones, and we have the evidence of you know, AT&T all of a sudden becoming jack squat shit. And there being no explicable reason for it. Again, I always backed them up. I always backed up the fact that there's no reason. Again, AT&T, more, as far as I know, they still have more towers than anybody. Well, maybe not. But, like, every time it happens, like, it's not the coverage. It's really not. And then as I would talk about that, they're trying to make it seem like that. And then as soon as there's a reset, it isn't that. Where I do my diligence to reset and it's gone. Like, I can prove that. And so that was the thing I never saw, that I could reset and it would just come back almost again, like resetting somehow. Now, magically, I have full service when seconds ago I didn't, and all I did was reset my connection. Somebody's doing that. And the whole point was they weren't until I started talking about it and documenting. So then the whole point was, okay, so we actually do have to do that. Because the whole point was that was the scam. That, like, well, if people are really stupid, they're not really going to notice, then we don't got to hide it, you know. And so I started talking about it, and then it became about trying to hide it more. So, again, if you're wondering why overnight it just sort of like all of a sudden happened, again, that really is, I really do think that's why, is because there really is a signal thing going on. Everything's getting breached by everybody. So it's not just foreign governments, it's scammer networks, one-off scammers, one-off rogue hackers and stuff like that. It is. And sometimes it's somebody that thinks they know what they're doing, and then they leave traces. That's a big one. I think that's a real big one. When there's a lot of YouTube channels popping up of people that are scam baiting and they don't really know what they're doing. I'm trying to be protective and trying to be honest. I'm not trying to be rude. What a real scam baiter does is actually quite difficult and requires a team of people to make sure that it happens properly. Otherwise, yeah, they're gonna follow you around. They're not gonna let you know anymore either. They're gonna do it in silent, and then because as soon as they let you know, then they don't have that information. They don't have that line of information anymore. So now, instead of them keeping a file and cutting it off, that's what they do now. Instead of just doing a breach and cutting it off and stuff like that, now they try to do it in secret and keep so many people as a line of information to somebody else that would be like, maybe like super rich or something like that. And then so like it's just about data points and connecting those points. And then keeping it. So, you know, you gotta like a bunch of family members or something. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna talk about this and make it really public. That's all it is. That's all it's for. It's just for that. It's some sort of scam. It is very suspicious. Yes, I'm gonna play. Is he gonna play? Or is he just gonna sit here? How dare you throw a rock? Yeah, so anyway, there's less gamers on YouTube, unfortunately. So, when they're on it, they're probably all, you know, all controlling that cheat. Yeah, again, remember there was a time where, like, I was showing you guys that my entire feed was just full of this random scandals. Remember that? And then, like, I had to keep showing it every day. Data was doing that. And then I kept showing you my history too, to show you that, like, it's not like I was watching, like, these weird things, you know, I was watching, like, politics and stuff like that. You know, like, American politics and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, just, it was very obvious they were just trying to, you know, get all their stuff to show up. So, it's just about stealing what other people, like, legitimate, trending that people have somehow. Through, you know, connecting data points. And so, like, that was pretty regular that I was showing you. So what they learned from that, they obviously, like, wanted me to say something. So what they learned from that, I think, was, remember, I used to sit here and I used to say things to give them something to learn what they would do with it. So what they did learn from that is they learned that, so they didn't do this before. Remember, I said that they were making these things show up in, like, the feed, and it would never be in history. It would never. How would I even find that? You know, and it's like stuff I couldn't even search for if I tried to search it and find it again. I'd actually have problems, and I would actually try to, like, make sure that it was in that history after accidentally finding, so I could find it again and report it. So the whole point was, they didn't know about the whole thing where, like, it actually you have to get like recommendations and stuff like that, because I would suspect, again, that their pages look different, just like YouTube in other countries. You know, again, this is the whole point. It does look different in other countries, and you have to understand that there's reasons for that, to protect information and stuff. They might not have what we have. We might not have certain things they have, for good reason. And it might be safer or not safer in other countries to do these certain things. And even with us, you know, maybe there's much more of a risk in this country of doing something, you know. So you have to understand that that's the reason for doing that. And so what they learned, I think, is that you know, a lot of this stuff is based on, you know, the recommendations right on your homepage, or they didn't realize that initially, and that's a lot of why they were doing it. They were trying to connect the data points, and that's what I had unfortunately organically taught them by accident, because again, it was reactions where I was saying things, and then I found out again much later when it happened again. And I was on my stream wondering why I wasn't getting trending, and I was going to do the same sort of thing again. And I started going through, and I'm like, yep, it's happening again. But it wasn't as much. It was just a little bit here and there. So I was like, okay, it's not that bad. I'm not gonna sit here and whine, because it really wasn't that bad. It's just gonna cause a problem if I do. So that's why I didn't. And then what I did, and then after the stream, I went and did my normal thing, and I went to the suggestion homepage, and they were starting to, it was starting to work now, where it was actually suggesting it where it shouldn't be. Because again, these are not streamers and stuff even in my country. They're in like India and stuff. That should not be the case, and I'm not subscribed to them. It was the sort of thing where like I just scrolled past really quick. I was like, okay, that it's not even really that bad. So I really think that, you know, again, that's your evidence where they're doing this, and then I had the evidence of the other thing I'm not going to mention that happened. So I'm not connecting the dots. I'm not doing that. You're going to do that. You're going to do what I just, okay? Connect the dots. I'm not doing it, okay? Okay, somebody's information is going to be protected, but people need to calm down a little bit, and there's groups of people on this platform and other stream platforms that get all hateful and riled up about stupid shit that people say, okay? So, again, I'm not going to connect the dots, but it's very obvious that somebody's trying to use this platform for unsavory things, and we're not having that. Just letting you know. Don't worry. I wouldn't sit here and be all like super concerned or anything. Just protect yourself. Just don't meet anybody new. Don't hang around people you aren't used to. You know, just stick. You know, again, just stick to what you know. Don't do it. I'm just saying. That's probably the best course of action. Just putting that out there. Hit me. Oh God. I suck. Let me get this bridge. Oh my God. Oh God. Alright, there we go. He tried. Come here, buddy. Come here. I can't get up there. You gotta come down here. Come down here so I can... Yeah, there you go. There you go. There we go. Stupid thing. Stupid. Dumb. Yeah! Take that! Yeah! Stupid thing. Hate that thing. Oh. Sweet. I'm getting there. Finally. Finally I can get stuff more easily in ErdTreeishly. I'm getting there. Oh shit. Oh god. No, I don't. No. No. Oh my god, no. I can't die. That could never happen. That could never happen. It's a video game. I can't. It's a video game. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna play hardcore. Hardcore parkour. Hardcore parkour. Parkour parkour. Oh god. Who's this dude? Oh, they're up there. Let's go. I'm like out of healing though. I'm a lose. I'm a lose. I'm a lose. It's bound to happen. No! I should probably not risk. What was it, like 500 something thousand? I'll just like not need it. Just like not be an idiot too. I was sort of kind of being stupid. The animation for mounting was too long. Okay. There's those animations again. Oh my god. Ugh. I care so much. This is like really crucial stuff that I really care about. Man, let me tell you what. Oh, right. I gotta... That's right. I remember. You gotta go actually, like, in there, right? There's a ladder somewhere. I think that's what it is. If I remember correctly. There's some sort of ladder somewhere, and we climb over there. I just don't remember what the freaking ladder is. Because I don't ever remember anything. I feel like it was behind. I feel like it was like back there, you know what I mean? But I don't remember. I feel like I could also maybe go this way, but I don't know. I don't really do this very much. I've only done this like a couple of times. I feel like there's a ladder, like over here. Let's get the torch. The way I can see. You know what? Maybe it's... Let's drop it. Remember what this is? Well, let's do that. Because I know that gets me in there. But, like, if I do that, they're all going to respawn anyway. This gets me in here, right? Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, yeah, no, it does. It does. I thought I was dumb again for a second. But nope, no dumb moment this time. Okay. No dumb moment this time. Alright, we're good. Yep, now I'm here. I guess I was wrong about a ladder. I really thought there was a ladder. I guess this is just how you do it. Oh, you know what? This is a good spot to do. If one can do it. Because I am getting a decent bit for these guys. I probably shouldn't do that to him because of the barrels. Here, let's get an arrow. He was like barking at me and everything. Alright. I guess I gotta climb down this ladder here. That's kind of what I thought, but... It sticks in my mind there was a boss up here that I got. You know, when you first come through? I feel like there might be. Oh, I got that. I got that. Alright, so I went all through here. I thought maybe, you know, sometimes you come back through and you... I'm stuck there. Okay. Oh, what's over here? Okay, I did it. Alright. Stop. Number 10. That was fun. I've been down here for a while. I wonder what's down here. I don't remember. Kind of cool spot. Got the waterfall here. Who's that? Nothing here. Maybe I already got whatever is in here. I'm sure I did. If there was anything. Look at that roll. Look at that roll. Oh yeah. Whoa. Wait, what? This is why you play the game. This is why you gotta look around, man. This is why. What the? Hold on. There we go. Made it. Okay. So I was gonna go there to do this, but I don't know that I can. It is interesting this is here, though. There's gotta be stuff down here. I don't think I was ever over here. Okay, that's nothing. Cool. Yeah. There you go. You can get some silk flies over there. Some silk flies. Some silk flies. Alright, let me go see if I can figure out how to get this. Oh, that's right in front. Hold on. Oh, I didn't notice that before. I know exactly how to get that. That'd be easy. Dumb bridge again. Alright. I think it's right here. Yeah! Oh, okay. It's a somber number 1. Useful. Cool. Okay, we're finding all kinds of stuff today. Finding all kinds of stuff. I don't think there's anything in there. I think I got it all. But since I'm finding so much stuff, I just figured I would look around. This is how... Honestly, like, this is how I'm getting all of the stuff, guys. Like, some of that stuff that other people aren't getting, where I'm talking about it being like, only 17% of players have this. That's how I'm getting it. You know, just all those years I spent of doing this in games and stuff has paid off. Because that's how I'm doing it. I'm just walking around very tediously, looking at every corner. And it pays off. And I love that. You know, that's that labor for love. They got that award, I think. I think they got many, but I think they got that one. I mean, it's right on the page. Oh, I remember this. I remember this now. Yeah. Doesn't hurt for me to look around though. I haven't come down like this particular path for a while. I don't think I'm gonna find anything that I've never found, but like I said, it doesn't hurt for me to look around. I am finding more stuff. I'm just gonna look around some more. I'm not really finding anything in here. Down this way at all. Guess I did a pretty thorough search. This is a pretty big area here. There's some stuff. I thought they were like sitting there for me to get. These guys are. Alright. Good enough for me. Let's go somewhere else. Maybe I'll head over here again. Yeah, maybe I should do that. How much, well, I mean, I could level, but, you know, you know what I'm doing. I can head over here. This was fun, you know, just grabbing these guys a little bit. I could probably, like, go elsewhere, though. Oh, man, so you guys were wondering recently, somebody was wondering where I was up to on the Red Bull calendar. I think I got... I think I like stopped. I think I stopped and then like waited. So I think I actually have like I'm at the correct day, I think. Yeah, actually I need to wait like 1 or 2 more days and I'm at the correct day. So I'm up to day... I'm up to day, like, 23. So, this is day 22, I think. Or maybe this was the one where I accidentally skipped one and didn't notice it. And then found this one, like, later. I think that may have been what happened. Yeah, I think I skipped, like, number 17 or something like that by accident. But I'm pretty much at the right day. It's not like I sat here and drank them all immediately. I waited. So yeah, I had my coffee. Now I'm gonna have. Yeah, this one's good. This is the wild berries one. That's pretty good. It's not like a sponsor or anything. I just obviously I did the did the calendar thing, and somebody was actually just asking me about it, so I figured I would let you know. There we go. Got those guys. I guess I could do this too. I think it's here. Yeah. So how much is this guy? Oh, right. I need to go to do this guy from the other way. Don't I? I've learned my lesson with this guy. Which way is he? There he is. Did I just see him run really quick? Did you see that? That's weird. Did he? Amazing. Yep. That's right. Totally on purpose. I totally meant to do that. Can I go up this way? Yeah, okay. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so I can't. That's what I thought was gonna happen. So it wasn't these stairs, it was the other stairs. These, there we go. There we go. And I can go across here, or I can go in here. Boy, he's slow. I can't move the target to him. It won't let me. It's really weird. Why can't... There we go. Finally I can. That was the first time I could. That's really strange. Good job. You're smart, aren't you? He's not. Let it go. You got ahead of my roll. How dare you get ahead of my roll? How dare you? Though he has that cool helm on, so I can't complain too much. How dare you get ahead of my roll? Let's go get my runes back. We get him back this way, right? See, I don't remember exactly where this elevator ends up. Might not be a bad idea to see that. Figure that out to remember. Like, obviously I know it goes to the boss, but... Okay. That's right, okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember this. This was a boss battle. You had to get many bosses. Many. Like, it was just a continuous array of bosses. So this is actually where I'd want to go to then. Which one's this? Okay. So that's the closest to that. So now I know then. And this is where I have been going to anyway. Alright. I'll work my way back over. Now remember, these one-off guys and stuff, I'm not too concerned about my runes because that's why I'm doing this here. This actually is a pretty decent place to do this. And even that tough guy that I was faced, you know, even though I can't mount, it's not too bad. It's really not that bad. That's why I'm doing this here. Can I go this way? I don't remember. Yeah, but I don't want to. I can, but I don't want to. I feel like if I do... Whoops. Well, there we go. There we go, I lost him. There we go. There it is. Yeah, that's why you don't do it in these spots. There's a perfectly organic example why you don't do it. That's okay. I'm just going back here. I'll do this a bunch of times, and I'll do it this way. But that's a perfectly, I mean, like that was an organic example of why you don't do this. You know, why I talked about these grind spots before in this game, and why you don't trust going anywhere else with your runes in the game. And I could see that being frustrating and obviously more annoying for an average gamer to deal with, where they don't want to, you know, try to play the game. But my message to you is again that that is how the game works. And while it is intentionally frustrating, what I'm trying to show you, and what a lot of other people are doing too, is that we do have these spots sort of all over the place that we can do, and that was what I was showing you, you know, with this spot, with some of the other spots in Erdtree, and like talking about just trying not to be thwarted from playing the game because of that, because while it seems like you might have, you know, a lot of playing the same spot over and over, it's really not the case, because if you know what you're doing, if you understand where these places are, there's actually quite a number of them. You just have to do it right. You can't move on like I was doing, you can't walk around aimlessly like I was doing, unless you have no runes. Then do that. And then, you know, that's when you'll use those, I think they're called sacrificial twigs. That's when you'll use those stuff, you know, during those times. So I'm just saying. Like, there's a purpose for everything, and I realize I don't use them. Like, and I've realized that they're there for that. I just don't do it. It really doesn't bother me that much. Like, that's my point. It really doesn't bother me that much. I'm just, yeah, I'm trying to show you, like, there is a whole type of gamer that will bother. I mean, they'll lock in here as soon as I start. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that quick. It's that quick. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, like, I think, I know I do it too, they used intentionally difficult pronunciations in this game, and I think most people, by the way, like, I mispronounce things all the time. I sometimes do it on purpose. It's really not that big a deal. I just want to tell you, though, that I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is pronounced Belfries. I don't care who you are. I don't care. That is pronounced Belfries. It is not Belfries. I know that's funny, But you're probably eating too much fast food if you call that bell fries. That is Belfries. And it is one of the few names, you know, like Belfry, that will change to an IES because it's, I believe it's British, but I could be wrong about that. They use a lot of British terminology and grammatical stuff in this. So, I'm just saying. You know, hence the putting the H in there for you to pronounce it a certain way. Instead of just not putting the H there. You know, like in certain stuff. There's a reason that it's there. It's not just there. It's kind of like color. Armor. Oh, you are. Not OR. Because originally it was armor. Armor. Color. Stuff like that. Like, I'm serious, like, that was originally pronounced differently, and then through speech it's changed it, so it's changed it. It's spelling over here. And that's what, it's truly, that's what America is. Like, they just simplified things, they're pronouncing it the way you want it to. I'm not trying to be a certain way. I'm not trying to be a certain way. I'm just being honest with you. That is literally the evolution of American English. It is not proper, it's incorrect phonetics, and it's partially why people are, again, language is academics. If you do it properly, holy cow, that stuff makes you smart. You do it wrong, you resist logic a lot of times. And trust me, they go hand in hand, you can see it. I'm just being honest with you. If you can read, comprehension. But anyway, I'm not trying to be a certain way. No, so pronounce shit however you want. I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm just trying to be real with you. The lore is legit. But to answer your question, I don't know. I think given the circumstances, everything that's going on, I don't think it's best that I say what I'm going to do on the stream. I think that's kind of obvious. You know, like the more I have a schedule, the more I plan, the more things can happen to me, the more they would have time to prepare to do certain things. So you got this, and what a nice spot too, right? You've got we talked about this. We talked about Gravesite Plain has a just a huge area. I think this is what people miss, because I don't ever see anybody sitting here hanging out in Gravesite Plain like they should. I think people underestimate Gravesite Plain. There's a whole section over here. That guy's worth a couple thousand. He's gonna hit that bad once you get to a certain point. You got plenty of these I think people underestimate Grace playing. There's just like a bunch of stuff here. And it's just fun to play. But all these guys, you can go around the outside of the switch runs. That's what you should do. Just go around the outside. You go through the middle too. You guys in the middle. But, somebody's gonna throw something at you if you do that. So just that's what I was saying. Just go around the outside. It's more of a sure thing. And if you go around this way, they'll come from the back of these guys instead of them the front. But I mean, the guy that throws stuff, he's up on that wall. So if you just do this. He's present. I think it's chill. I think it's both of them. So, like, you know, again, Grace playing's pretty easy stuff, so that's why I'd recommend this. And then, where we just were. There's even a few guys in the bathroom. So that's a decent spot. I talked about this. I feel like a lot of people underestimate this spot. I don't see almost anybody talking about this spot. They're all here too. And I feel like this is a spot for that. I feel like, you know, like, obviously once you get the bosses here. You can get materials and all that too. These little drops, so. Cool spot. I talked about coming here. I actually worked out a new spot for you, even right here. So if you want to know what that is, I can show you how to do it. But it is very specific, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you're really good. So you're gonna go over here. This guy. I can get this guy. He's a little bit tougher. Okay. Then I would tell you to mount. Turn left. Now again, these guys are worth a few thousand, so like that's why I'm saying this. You turn left, you come up here. This guy's cool too. Get him. come down here and get these 2. And then you'll have... That'll be a decent... I'll do it one more time for you. But this is a spot that I was sort of kind of just doing it on stream the one day, and I was like, oh, this, this could work, and so we just sort of figured it out. But, like, truthfully, that's how they do it. You just have to figure the stuff out and figure out what to limit yourself to so there's no risk. And that's what you do your farming for. And that's how the whole game works. You just have to know that it's very hard. And that's the difficulty. You have to figure out where you're supposed to do these things. And I genuinely think that's how they, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have designed it that way, So again, those 2 guys there, they're worth a few. Come over here. You can easily go up that way by mistake, so don't do that. Come over here. There's another path that would take you just like loop around. You want to go to the right of that left path. So there's like a fork, and you'll pick the right of the left path. I would not recommend doing, as a caster, melee on these guys unless you're higher in level. They are really tough, seriously. Just do your range unless you're obviously it's like a melee build or a tank or something, Like, I mean, that I get. If you're like doing an actual melee, like, attack build of some kind, melee weapons and stuff. But I'm just saying, as caster, I would use ranged attacks unless you're higher in level. Just a recommendation. Because, I mean, this guy... Watch what happens. This guy... I'll show you why. See my health? It's not that, it doesn't take him very much. That's why I was recommending that. But, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, I was just saying, I'm comfortable with it, so that's why I'm doing that. But if, like, obviously, do what you're comfortable with. It's just a recommendation. Okay, so gun, hammer. This is what I'm doing. I just do the hammer, and then that works. I'm just saying, for me that works. So there we go. And then, like, I mean, it's that simple on this spot. So, again, I just, this is a good spot that we sort of figured out on the stream the one day. And if you notice, they're worth quite a bit. So I'll probably just do this one more time here. I mean, it's really not that bad. They're worth quite a bit. There's the bit rate. They're trying to so there's the bit rate. They're definitely trying to, the scammer that's doing it's definitely trying to control my views that you guys are giving me for this. You see how malicious the bitrate is now. Look on the top left corner. You see it. That actually does mess with it. It really does cause you know, obviously you know, anybody that's watching the stream, it's just gonna make it buffer for them, push them out of the stream. So I just really want to reiterate that that bit rate really shouldn't do that, regardless of anything. That's that really messes up trending, and you know, it's okay once in a while, but for it to be like that, that's just gonna really mess up trending. It's not. I really don't care. You know, about as far as the integrity of the stream, I could care less what people, you know, think of what it looks like. That was always baiting stuff, but it messes up the trending, that's for damn sure. And you know, it's definitely a way to stop you guys from, like, if you remember, there was like a ton of likes all of a sudden. So then as soon as they did this, all the likes started coming off. I remember, like, I said, like, I was starting to talk about this, and then I saw all of a sudden it skyrockets to 800 likes. Like, people are loving the shit out of this because I'm telling them where to go. And then, like, no lie, they're just instantly coming off. Well, it's the bit rate. Like, look at the bit rate. So, like, I mean, you know, they're doing something. They're doing things there, and it's causing that. Like, obviously that's all that's happening. Like, obviously they're doing something there, and it's causing that. So I'll have to go doc. I'll have to go contact my lawyer, unfortunately. But for those watching, if you're just joining us, a lot of this was, you know, coming off me giving you a new place here. I'm trying to throw shade on that because I figured it out, and you won't find this anywhere else. So they're trying to stop you guys from finding out about it, and maybe, like, give it to Asmongold, for, you know, for example, or somebody like that. You know, like, just another streamer, you know, that plays this game. You know, just as an example. You know, like, that's what I was trying to tell you. Essentially, it's probably, you know, like, essentially for that type of thing, like somebody somewhere, you know, like, they're just gonna sit here and give those views to somebody else, or, you know, like, it doesn't matter, you know, like, there's just a ton of people on the platform to do those things. So I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, he's just an example too. It could be noise critical, it could be to give him to Kai, to give him to anybody that's a big streamer. You know, we're talking about big streamers here. We're not talking about, you know, obviously the point is everybody already knows they're big, so they can milk them for money. You know, like, it's all about milking them for money and then canceling anybody else. But you get what I'm saying? Like, that's a scam, man. Like, it's not about any one particular person. It's like the whole like, obviously there's some ones under attack, and you know, you obviously do what you do, judge that based as it comes, but again, it's not about any one person. They're trying to confuse you if that's what you think. It's about milking them for everything they're worth. It's about taking their money, taking their ideas, so that way they endlessly have a job, but they didn't put anything into it. So I do have to I do have to be right back. Sorry. This is the sort of thing where they're doing this to remove views and likes and stuff like that. So I have to document and contact my legal representation and stuff like that. So I just wanted to tell you that's what I'm going to do here. I want to direct your attention to likes. Like, do you see those likes? Like, again, that's just a scammer. Like, nobody there's not 600 800 people all sitting here liking and then removing and coming in liking and like, it doesn't make any sense. So I just want to really direct your attention to those things. There's 30 views counted on the stream right now, while we had a pretty consistent view count in the thousands. So I'm just letting you know. But yeah, Trump administration. So if you take a look at the right side of your screen here, I want you to look at how we have a very steady view count in the thousands here, and then you know, just look at what YouTube is actually counting here. Okay, that's that's the total view count. Okay. Yeah. And as you remember, they moved all this around. So if I were to click here, it would leak my stream key if I were to sit here and show you active, you know, concurrence that would match the concurrent counter you see on the screen, and likes and stuff like that. So that was the purpose of that. The purpose of moving all that was so that I would regularly leak the stream key. So that's why I know that these breaches are happening from within. Again, something happens to change the look of this entire UI, and then I leak information that seemingly causes all of these breaches, where you see my chat disappearing. You know, that day where I was not able to simply use a VPN, even going on youtube.com. You guys remember all that stuff. All of this was, again, something I could put on the screen. But then they conveniently changed it to where, you know, again, this is what we're talking about. Like, this whole screen looks like this now. You know, like, again, it doesn't look normal anymore. It looks like this. Like, it doesn't look like that. It never looked like that. You know, again, remember, it had all the information up here. It wasn't a gigantic player. They put that info on this screen so that way I would leak the stream key, and other people would leak the stream key, and these people behind the scenes would regularly have leaked stream keys to sit here and screw around with people's chats. So again, all I have to do is click this, and all the info that used to be here, the category, the regular concurrent counter that is not this, the likes, you know, again, this is not a concurrent counter. That's an average. And they know that. The real one is on this screen with the likes. So remember how I was always showing you that and comparing it to the one on the screen, where, again, the one in the top right corner is just that regular concurrent counter that moves around with the stream. That is active views. And this is what they're counting. So the whole point is to show you that information live, the likes, the concurrent counter and stuff like that. I have to click this. And remember, YouTube's been doing this for years. They've been switching stuff or breaking things so that it accidentally shows some personal information on the screen or something like that, and I've been telling you about it. So this is the latest thing, where this was never a gigantic player. They moved all the information from here to this button right here. And again, if I click that, it's going to literally leak and show. Remember, they're not blacking it out. They could black it out, they could gray it out, but they don't. They don't have a grayed out thing where you could click a button and then it would show it. No. No, they just have it showing all the time. I'm looking at it right now on a different screen. So the whole point is that's why they're doing this. And they want you to leak it to cause problems. So they moved that to a different screen so that you would. So that way I would all the habits I was doing where I was documenting this, I was showing it regularly. Then, they were doing this on purpose to trigger that pattern of behavior so that way, when they changed it, I would accidentally click this to show what they were doing to leak my stream keys. And simultaneously, it would just cause them to have more of a breach to do what they were doing. So again, this is literally YouTube. It's Microsoft. They know they're doing this. There is no doubt, man. When you change the entire UI, and again, even Windows 11 becomes seemingly like it's like spying on you and running things in the background it shouldn't be. We all know what's going on. This is this is your wonderful government doing nothing about this. Again, there's people that should do things about this. So why is this happening? Why would they move it to a screen where you'd leak it? Okay. So that's what you should recognize. So I just wanted to point that out. This is what's being counted. Again, it's just a matter of trying to get you to leak something so that they would have an excuse. Oh, well, we got that information from here because he leaked it here. So that way they can't say that they just, without this or that. The whole point is they're trying to have an excuse behind the scenes. They're trying to make it seem like it's this or that. But it's not. It's just them meddling around and causing this or that, causing the parameters for that, so that way, again, what does the entire administration do? Cause a problem to fix it? So again, it's literally all that. This entire administration has running scams right in front of your face. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're selling gold cards to Russians so that they can buy their way into our country. So, I mean, that's a scam, man. You don't buy your citizenship all while simultaneously bussing Mexicans out that are legally doing the process. So what, people that pay money have a right to do it more than people that are legally going through the process, trying to earn a living and then pay their way? They're paying taxes. They're, this is ridiculous. So just remember that we see the patterns. I see the patterns. And this was something that it broke yesterday too. Remember how everything used to scale to size? It no longer does that. So if you see here, I can stretch this to whatever I want, and that's not how OBS works. Again, we know that the stream software doesn't allow you to do this. So why is it doing that? Why somebody did that? They wanted me to. I'll bet this is because I put the Elden Ring logo on the screen. They wanted that to be messed up so that way it would cause some sort of rift between me and FromSoft or something like that. They're jealous I'm putting that on the screen because they're a bunch of scammers that probably caused some problems for these companies. So what they're doing is they're simultaneously probably trying to cause these problems for other people when they know flat out they came on doing these things to get attacked by these companies for the sake of knowing how to cause it for other people. So the channels that were doing this for years and years and years and then suddenly change their tone and start masking what I was doing, those are the ones you're going to want to look at. Where for years they were doing something and then all of a sudden they start masking what I was doing at the beginning and then changing their entire dynamic. Why don't you recognize when I started that way and they changed to what I was doing? And then I end up trolling them the same way that, the same way that they were acting towards people. So you need to recognize what's actually happening on this platform. Now, again, you still have some real scammers on here manipulating it, following it around, but all while simultaneously all these people are fighting amongst each other and the competition's that cutthroat. Well, they're going to egg that on. They're going to, that's what you have to recognize. So it's not healthy. And yes, the current federal government, the current administration has taken advantage of this too. That's what they want. I've talked about this. And the bitrate was almost fine. And then as soon as I said that, and we've had people in chat confirm that they get buffering as soon as I mention the orange man. Again, this is an attack on free speech. I can say whatever I want. And, especially something as obvious as, attacking my stream right when I would say the orange man, or I would post this. Hold on. Hold on. I get attacked a lot when I... There you go. When I share that in chat, I get attacked a lot. So I do have to contact my lawyer here and do my due diligence to document what's happening. But I just wanted to let you know that something ain't right with this. Oh, I just wanted to let you know that day that the VPN, they caused you to disable the VPN, you should recognize that was the scammer convincing you of that. You should recognize that the whole reason that they were doing that was to convince you to not allow me to use VPN for a day, just specifically so they could breach all of my shit. So you caused that. If you did that for that day, you caused this. That scammer that convinced you of that, that's your breach. So whoever did that for that day, that's your breach. You do not attack people that you know are logged in streaming simply going to youtube.com using a VPN. That's absurd, man. So that's your breach. Because again, there's nothing wrong with using a VPN and trying to mask, again, what you're doing when all these companies are sitting here using your data in ways they shouldn't be. You have a right to protect that, and you have a right to use a VPN. So again, the whole point that somebody would sit here and disable it for even just youtube.com while you're logged in and stuff like that for an entire day, that's your breach. Somebody did that so that they could breach my... again, that the stream key was leaked. I told you what would happen. So just putting that out there, that was your initial breach, and that, again, initial breach. I mean, you've had plenty of initial breaches, but that was another one. That you now have a compromised chat across the board for the most part. And all while seemingly redesigning your UI so that it would leak that information. Amazing. Truly amazing. How incredibly foolish they are. I sat here and warned them behind the scenes. And on stream, too. But whatever. Just letting you know. But load setting. You just recognize somebody has convinced you of that. You know, just like the whole VPN thing, just like the whole UI changing. Just remember, somebody has convinced you of that. Alright. So, finally done with that. Come here. So, let me get like some of my spots here. I just gonna play a little bit. Just gonna play a little bit, and you know, again, I wasn't necessarily planning on that happening, but you know, like obviously, you know, these things happen clearly, so I had to take care of documenting and contacting. You get the point. And so, you know, I had to take care of that. You're supposed to get hit by the hammer. By the way, the new bottle is not top heavy. I know I said that. The new design's actually pretty good. They changed it. I didn't know that. So now it's that, because it's better. So it is. It's better. It tastes better. It is better. 50% more electrolytes. It's literally the better one. I don't know why anybody doesn't like it. Why is it that, like, you just, like... Again, like, there is one soda brand. And they make this, too. Oh, shit. It's the other one. Fuck. It is better. I can't even deny that. That one's better. Shit. Alright. They got me on that one. Tastes better. No, this one made by like the one I don't normally go with. I mean, I can... She won't sit here. That gives me an idea. A sec here. getting some dragons. Wrong button. Wrong button. I was suspecting that. That's pretty interesting. That was really interesting. Should we talk about that? Should we talk about how interesting that is? I feel like we should. So, let's talk about how somebody came in here, asked me if I was gonna do the boss today. I was the first one to ask. They're pretty quick into the stream too. And the same person, after everything that just happened, asked me to show something, and then after I had a response to it that wasn't, I guess, what they were maybe expecting, I don't know, the messages, again, the first one was from very early, and this one is from now, and this person decided to delete, retract both messages at the same time. I don't understand. I don't understand what we're doing. Why? Why are you removing your message? don't have to remove your messages unless, like... I don't get it. It says message retracted. So you didn't delete your messages? Take a look at the likes, guys. The likes are coming off right now. They were at 800 something. And they're all coming out. Look at them right now. Look at them right now. And remember, if I put that on the screen anymore, it leaks my stream key. So that's why they don't want me to put it on the screen so you can see them coming off live. Or it'll sit here and mess up the... They just... So again, did you delete your own message? Because your message is just deleted again. I think some scam bait is underneath. I can explain it. I'll explain it. You guys want me to... Not here. You guys want me to do another stream to explain what's going on? Do you want me to explain what's happened? I can tell you guys what's going on. I won't do it on this stream, but get on it. They're gonna mess that stream up, though. Now, I mean, you could very well be a troll yourself and just be lying, too. You know, you could very well be the person doing all of this. But, yeah, I mean, like, obviously, if you have the ability to remove likes in YouTube, you have the ability to make an account that says it's from 2007. Even though it's not. Remember, that was the whole big tell, was that all these accounts were always original a month ago or something like that, or today, you know? Well, now we're getting spammed by accounts that... So, obviously it's exclusive, but, like, I don't necessarily believe, you know, everything is like that. Like all of the stuff. But I can explain it. I can explain what's happening. I'll show you. Not necessarily with the removal of messages. I mean, there's always been an issue where they're messing with chat to cause the disconnection between me and my audience, so that they, you know, essentially can't have any type of you know, back and forth. So I mean, that's obvious. That is happening. That's the only evidence I can say I have for that. However, and also now that I'm thinking about this, remember how we talked about things just should scale the way they're supposed to when they're breaking OBS? Let me see if... Hold on. Okay. So not quite yet. And that's probably what they're trying to do. It's probably what they were trying to do. I mean, I don't really give a shit, but I'm just saying, like, they want you to look funny. They don't want you to look, you know, like, that's the point. They look bad sitting on the stream. They got, everybody knows, they got the fucking dot between their eyes. You know, everybody just knows. Now, they're the ones that get this stupid tattoo, because they're forced to. But, you know. Just tells everyone who they are immediately, because this is a brilliant idea. Get a tattoo right on your forehead that tells everybody who you are immediately. Good idea. And again, we'll just brand it as our religion and say, you know, will make everybody believe this bullshit that, you know, like some godly being would actually want you to fucking do that. How does that make any sense? You're not born with it. Like, how does that make any sense? Don't get me wrong. I love their culture. I love the food. Gandhi was amazing. I mean, it was. You gotta respect Buddha. You gotta respect what it's about. Nobody wants you to put a fucking dot on your head, and this has nothing to do with any type of divine thing, or you being accepted in this. It's ridiculous. Oh. Anybody that's doing that doesn't understand. It's just, it's like branding, it's like anything. Like, miss the point. The same as any extreme concept. It's extreme. You don't do it. Well, again, like the God that you're worshiping is so great and loving and stuff like that. Yet, put a dot on your head. It's gonna hurt. Put a dot on your head. Tell everybody who you are. Let your enemies use you. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just a way of thinking. That's why they only educate certain countries and certain societies a certain amount. They start figuring the shit out. North Korea is the same thing. They literally classify stuff. I mean, the U.S. has the same problem. They'll literally sit here and classify stuff for fucking 20 years, all for the sake of, oh, well, if anybody finds out, it's gonna cause a panic. That's their anxiety. That is their anxiety telling you that you shouldn't know the truth. Do you agree with that? That the anxiety of a CIA agent, this guy that again deals with anxiety, he probably has PTSD, and they get to decide what you know. FBI too. Same goes for them. You know, or anybody that's hiding things like torture programs and shit like that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I know. If you look at those legs, it totally makes sense. You know, being against something like that everybody would start disliking the stream. That makes sense. Totally. The kinds of people that would have liked the stream. Like, nobody's doing that except the scammer. Just removing all that. I like literally just removing all that. Or adding it to remove it. It took you forever to reboot your system. So you just don't state that though, because if they're actually deleting it from your system, it means you're breached. So a reboot would probably help, but it probably check your virus software if you're on a PC. Just being honest. Wait, you're not on Windows 10, are you? Can't use it. Don't use the internet if you're on Windows 10. What was that? Oh, it's Edge. Yeah, Norton's fine, but get rid of Edge. Well, you can't get rid of it, unfortunately. Use Chrome. Just use Chrome. At least. It's okay, I understand. It's no big deal. You sent me with that guy too. I would, again, if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're doing and you like, do you keep a lot of tabs open? Do you keep a lot of tabs open? Don't use Chrome if you keep a lot of tabs open. Do you keep a lot of tabs open? Don't use Chrome then. Like, Chrome's not bad, but like, do you normally keep a lot of tabs? You don't have to answer that. Opera GX is better for stuff like that because it's specifically designed for that. It's for gamers and stuff. But you have to know how to use it, so make sure you go through the settings, look through everything, set it how you want it. I wouldn't recommend normal, if you keep a lot of tabs open, I wouldn't recommend normal Opera. It's very similar to what I was recommending with Chrome, where it's light, but if you keep a lot of tabs open, you don't necessarily want that. Firefox, eh. It used to be better. I'm not crapping on her. But Opera GX, if you, what the hell? Yeah. Anything else? Norton's good. Don't use it with anything else. Don't use... Don't use Super Anti-Spyware. Don't use McAfee. Please God, for the love of God, don't ever use McAfee. It's like giving yourself a virus. Don't use it. For the love of God, never use McAfee. Norton's great. Use it by itself. Run a scanner, uninstall without. They mask software now as your scanner. So if you have a scanner and it's a light scanner and it sits there, what they'll do is they'll use Windows to replace that with a software that you think is a scanner, and then you open it up and so again, don't use that shit. Use a scanner. Nothing else with your virus software. They conflict. And then the scammers will actually use that confliction. They know that. Someone's got it. Wow. Yeah, no help. Nice for watching. Nice for trying to give me views. I know you're trying. I appreciate it. I can get more doing somehow. That's cool. It's not bad. It's not bad. I shouldn't say I shouldn't say I'm getting shit for runes because it's really not that bad. But I could do something else instead. That would probably get me more. I just didn't even feel like it. I was like, eh. Turn around already. Hey, I'm right here. Hey, turn around. See, the bow is fun. The bow is pretty fun. Do it the fast way. Not that, not getting hit, that's not the fast way. Get good, man. Just not good enough. get better. I suck. I literally just suck. I'm terrible. I'm the worst. I clearly have no idea. No clue. I have no idea. What am I doing? Where am I? The faster way is actually common. Somewhere else? That's right, I was going here. I was here before. I found a spot here. I just like started going here. I was like, you know what? I could probably do this as a regular spot now, and I can. I just have to use the right spells. So this guy does not like hammering. He cannot stand it. Planning on pulling him up here. That's fine. If I don't pull him up here, it's much easier. So those guys don't like hammer. And then this guy, I think I explode him. Actually, this guy. I mean, you could comment this guy. Oh nope, he's stuck in the way. They did that on purpose. Yeah. See, I should have used what I knew. I'm just gonna use cannon on him. Because otherwise, his moveset's tricky, and I was thinking I could just use Comet, but they have that stuff in the way, obviously for a reason. So you gotta use a much more accurate range. So again, with this guy, I do hammer just because he's gonna get pulled right away. This guy. Okay. You just gotta get around that guy's shield. And he does like the stupid little AoE thing that's annoying. So I just try to keep cannon for here. It's really mainly that first guy because you just pull him right away, so you wouldn't have time. So it's not bad. It's not bad. That's where I would stop. If you want to try to do this, I would stop there. I wouldn't go any further. But they are worth quite a bit. If you can do it, that's going to be your higher scaling. Like, obviously, I'm still kind of pushing it. I probably shouldn't be here, but I'm trying it anyway. See, I should have used hammer. That time I didn't use hammer. Third time, and it would have worked. Around him. So then, again, I switched to cannon. And you may need to back up for this guy. Because he's just like the other guy. What the hell was that? Did you see that? This is the famous spot. The famous spot. You have to go back a bit to see it. There it is. That's that famous spot. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm gonna stop the stream here. We're gonna call it here. So I'll have to cover some. I'll have to talk about something. I think maybe fill in like a couple last little blanks here. But I think I can explain it. I think I can explain what's happening, and I think I can explain it in such a way that everybody will understand versus just certain people. Because I mean, like, I think some people see it but can't explain it and don't really understand it fully. So yeah, we'll go ahead and call it there at this awesome, wonderful scene at near the end of the game. Really cool scene, obviously. And that's over here. That's over here. If you ever you get over there, it's like off the side of the map. It takes you a while to get to. So anyway, yeah, I appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate the views, even though YouTube's not counting them. We're at 43 views right now. Counted 43 views on the whole stream. OMG. So you know, 1,022 likes. You direct your attention to the likes. 1,300 people watching right now. I think we can. I think it's fair to say that's a little BS. But anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Take care. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.